Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, here to talk about books I would like to read in October. Now, usually I do a bunch of TBR wheels, and this month I'm only going to be spinning the wheel one time, and that is because last month was insane. I had, I think, there was over 20 books on my physical TBR, and I did read most of them. There's still a couple more days left in the month. We'll see how many I do end up getting done, but it was insane, and I don't want October to be that way because it started to not be enjoyable reading that many. So this month I don't usually mood read. However, I'm really looking forward to it being October, and I want atmospheric, spooky kind of books. So how I'm going to do it is I have 5 books that I have to read this month, and then I'm going to have a secondary list, which I'm going to show you guys, that is going to be my atmospheric, spooky kind of books that I really would like to get to, but it's going to be a list of options. I may or may not get to them all. If I don't, it's okay. I'm not going to have any kind of punishment this month. It just is what it is. I need an enjoyable reading month. So I will start by telling you guys about what I am definitely going to be reading this month. First is Zip It, Keep It Shut 40-Day Challenge by Karen Amen, and I am going to be working through this with a friend, Sabrina, and this is a companion to the Keep It Shut book that I read 2 months ago. I think I had read that in August. I believe I read Keep It Shut. So companion novel. I love to Keep It Shut, so hopefully this one is just, it's not a companion novel, it's more like a devotional challenge kind of thing. So yeah, looking forward to this. Obviously it's doubtful. I don't plan on finishing this in October because it's a 40-day challenge, so this won't be finished until the beginning of November, but okay, so I will be reading that. Okay, then I'm going to be reading Why Did Jesus, Moses, the Buddha, and Muhammad Cross the Road by Brian D. McLaren. This is Christian Identity in a Multi-Faith World, and I had already started this one. I'm about 2 chapters in, and I'm really liking it so far. It is talking about how would Jesus treat other people from other faiths in today's world. It's not in a negative way. So I'm looking forward to this, to hear what all he has to say. So far I'm really enjoying it. Okay, then I have for my book club, which meets I think October 16th, I'm reading Julie by Catherine Marshall, and she wrote the book Christy, which I really loved. This one takes place in Pennsylvania. I think it takes place during the oil boom in PA. I can't remember if it's the oil boom or steel. One of them has to do with the unions and stuff going on in this town at that time. So it is historical fiction. I've been wanting to read this one. It's also on my 20 in 2020. Then I have The Beloved Works of C.S. Lewis. I'm not reading this entire thing. I am currently reading Surprised by Joy, and so my goal will be to finish that this month also. Okay, and then here's where we're going to do a spin on the wheel. So we're going to spin the wheel to see what I'm going to read for the in 2020 challenge. Yeah, so let's take a look. Okay, so the wheel has spoken, and it's going to be 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. I have read all of her other books. I really like her. I don't know very much about this one, but there's always a mystery there, and she keeps you guessing until the end. Okay, so those are the books that I'm definitely going to read this month. Now, the books that I have on my atmospheric spooky list that I'm going to get to definitely some of these. I would love to get to all of them, but I'm not going to kill myself. So, all right. First one up is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski, I think is how you pronounce it. And from what I understand, this is a very atmospheric book. I don't know much about it, but whenever I heard about it, I immediately put it onto my TBR. All right, so it says, years ago, when House of Leaves was first being passed around, it was nothing more than a badly bundled heap of papers, parts of which would occasionally surface on the internet. No one could have anticipated the small but devoted following this terrifying story would soon command. Starting with an odd assortment of marginalized youth, musicians, tattoo artists, programmers, strippers, environmentalists, adrenaline junkies, the book eventually made its way into the hands of the older generations, who not only found themselves in those strangely arranged pages, but also discovered a way back into the lives of their estranged children. So anyway, it looks really interesting. I don't even know. If you could look at this inside, it's interesting. So we'll see. I'm very interested. Let's put it that way. Okay. So that's the first one. All right, then we have The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I have not read any Grady Hendrix yet, but April over at Getting Hookah with It just cannot say enough about this book. And so I'm definitely excited to pick it up and give it a shot. Okay, then I have The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. I read a Simone St. James a couple months ago, Broken Girls, and I loved it so much. Loved it so much, now I want to read everything that she's written. So this is her newest one, and it is a ghost story, and I've heard wonderful things about it, and I'm very excited. Then we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Again, I've not read any Riley Sager. I've heard really good things about Riley Sager, and this one has one of my favorite tropes in it, which is a book inside of a book. So yeah, so we'll see if Riley Sager is for me or not. And I have The Night Swim by Megan Golden. This is fiction about a true crime podcast and a mystery that the podcaster ends up being involved in or something along those lines, but sounds interesting. I heard this is really good on audiobook, so I might do a little bit of a listen and a little bit of a read, or maybe all of a listen. We'll see. I have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I have not read any Daphne du Maurier. I saw a trailer for Rebecca, actually. It's gonna be on Netflix. I can't remember. But the girl who played Cinderella, and she was in, I cannot think of her name. She played Cinderella, and she was in Downton Abbey. I don't remember her name, but she stars in it. And yeah, I've heard this one's really spooky and atmospheric, and we'll see. Okay, then I have some that I'm waiting on that I've ordered are not here yet. The first is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I attempted to read one of V.E. Schwab's. I can't remember which one it was. I wasn't loving it, but I was listening to it on audio, and I never write anything off if I'm listening to it on audio and I'm not loving it. So I want to give her another shot. I will give that book I was listening to another shot too, but I've heard lots of great things on BookTube about her new one, and I believe it has to do with a woman who sells her soul to the devil, and then nobody can see her anymore, and then one day somebody can see her, or hopefully I'm not butchering that. I'm pretty sure that that's what it's about. Okay. Then I have The Devil and the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. Stuart Turton wrote The 7.5 Lives of Evelyn Hugo, which I loved, and after I read that I said I definitely want to read more by him, and so that's his latest. Then A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and that is about a magical, I think it's a magical school for adults. If you don't do well, you get killed or something like that. So sounds very interesting. We'll see. And then the last one, and I am just hoping it's going to be here in October. I ordered the Owl Crate edition. It's a whole special owl crate. All the stuff is about it and everything too. And that is Hollow Pox by Jessica Townsend. It's book 3 in the Trials of Morgan Crow, which I just loved the first 2 books, and would love to read that one in October too. So Yeah, okay, so that is it. That's what I'm planning on reading in October. What are you guys going to read? Have you read any of these? What are your thoughts? Do you think I need to prioritize any of these over other ones? Yeah, I would love to interact down in the comments. And that's it. All right, bye.